Center presents Women of Vision, our weekly focus on women making a difference in the Washington, D.C. area. Now, with this week's Women of Vision guest, here's Wash FM's Lori Brooks.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us this Sunday morning. My name is Lori Brooks, and so glad you decided to stop on by Wash FM. The name of this show, Women of Vision, and we have an amazing woman with us this morning, a teacher of vision, a recipient of the Disney Teacher Award, one of actually 3 of the honorees here in the D.C. area, but 5 total teachers honored in Maryland. Quite an honor. And her name is Dara Feldman. Good morning, Dara.
Good morning, Lori. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you. I want to know what is so terrific. How did you get spotted? How many teachers are in the country? Thousands of teachers, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. And yet Disney, which is an incredible, amazing organization, found you. What happened? What do you do?
Well, I feel really honored and really blessed and grateful. Actually, there were 50,000 applicants. And I was really fortunate because the way the process works is somebody nominates you, a past student or a current student or their family. And back in the fall, one of my families from a couple years ago came and said, we wanted to let you know that we nominated you for the Disney Hand Teacher Award. And I was like, that's really thrilling. Thanks. I really appreciate it. They left. I thought, forget about it. It'll never happen. And then the application came in, and so I asked this family if they would be the family that would write the letter for me. So I had to have a family write a letter. My principal had to write a letter, and then I had to answer 4 essay questions. And
wow.
Send it in.
So how many teachers do you think drop out at that point going, that's the last thing I need?
I don't know, but there were 50,000 applicants and 45 people selected, so...
Now it's
I was pretty shocked.
The Disney Hen Award?
It's the Disney Hand Teacher Award.
Okay.
Yes.
And that hand represents?
A helping hand.
Okay. And Disney is an amazing organization. I think we've all been to a Disney park somewhere. I grew up in Southern California, so I knew Disneyland, not Disney World, but I have since been there. But the place is so clean, and anytime you do anything with Disney, it is always so first-rate. I've always been very, very impressed.
It's been really amazing, and the part that I'm so excited about is it gets to connect me with amazing educators from around the country. But
you are an amazing educator yourself now.
I'm just a kindergarten teacher who loves what I do, and I know I've heard there are people out in the world who have no clue what they want to do, but since 3rd grade, when I was in Mrs. O'Leary's 3rd grade class, I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. And actually, it's something that was really cool. About 4 years ago, someone nominated Mrs. O'Leary. And this was my 3rd grade teacher. Before going back into the classroom 4 years ago, I was a technology specialist in Montgomery County and worked on the Early Childhood Technology Literacy Project. Mrs. O'Leary became my student. So 31 years, sorry to share your age, Mrs. O'Leary, 31 years later, after she was my teacher, I was her teacher. That same year, one of her students nominated her for the Disney Hand honor, and she asked if I would be the past student to write the letter for her, which that, to me, was an incredible honor. So I wrote her this letter and sent it off. Unfortunately, they made the wrong decision that year and didn't choose Mrs. O'Leary, but she sent me an email. I printed out the email, and I stuck it in my office on my file cabinet. This is May of 2000, so I guess this was 5 years ago. When I got the call from Disney letting me know that I had been selected, for some reason I went to my file cabinet and I saw this thank you letter from Mrs. O'Leary talking about our relationship over the years and how special it was, and a real big piece of who I am as a teacher I owe to her, because that's the ideal that I have set in my mind and in my heart every day when I walk into my classroom. So although I feel honored, I really feel like, Mrs. O'Leary, Mrs. Condrell, my kindergarten teacher, my kids, the team of people that I work with, the parents, the families, and all of the people who have added to my repertoire of skills has helped me to develop to the kind of teacher that I am. And it's really a team shared honor.
Now, if you're just joining us, amazing. That's Dara Feldman, who is with us in studio this morning. And Dara is a recipient of the Disney Hand Award. And there were 50,000 nominees across the country, and they picked 45 across the United States. So that's pretty amazing. And you are pretty phenomenal. You're a bundle of energy. I can picture you with the kindergartners that you teach at Garrett Park Elementary in Montgomery County. Now, how do you take your energy that you have and your enthusiasm and relay it to the little kids without getting them so crazed?
Oh, we're crazy. If you came into my classroom, you'd think, oh my goodness, they are bouncing off the walls. But you know what? The higher the energy, the happier the kids are, the higher their performance is. And I have incredible resources at my school. My principal, Lee Derby, is an amazing staff development teacher. Rose Fur, my teammates are incredible, and the families that I work with to support these kids. I have a lot of resources that I use, especially technology. I think that's one of the reasons that I was selected. I had 4 years to devote solely on developing how to use technology to support early literacy. And in Montgomery County, under Dr. Weiss, there's been this push for early literacy. And I really respect Dr. Weiss for putting his money where his mouth is, and really has given us tools and support in our early childhood programs. And we've seen the growth. And so from day one, I take pictures of my kids. We bring those pictures into PowerPoint, and we make electronic books, and we make electronic movies. And that really excites them to read. When they come the first day on the computer connected to the television, like if you were in my class, Lori, you would see, this is my friend Lori, and it would be your picture with that text. Click on the next page, and it would be the next friend. This is my friend Lee, and the picture. And so every day at the beginning of school, we would go through that PowerPoint. The kids would read it. They would see their picture. They would introduce themselves to the class, tell us something special about them. I print out the book. It goes home. That starts their reading. That starts their concept about print, the one-to-one correspondence. They learn their friends' names first right off the back, and there's the pictures to go with it. I don't know if you have any kids, or if you know about kids, which I'm sure you do, but, 5-year-olds say, oh, I have a best friend. And you might ask, well, what's your best friend's name? And they're like, well, I don't know, because to them it doesn't matter. And so when they take home this electronic book about their friends, it has pictures and names. So right from the bat, they can start making that association. It really helps with the parents. And now when my kids, not now, but always from day one, when they're building or they're doing something that needs to be put away at the end of the time, we take pictures. When I run out of batteries, my kids go crazy now. They know to take a picture in their mind, but they know that anytime they want to say something, just get the digital camera, take the picture, it's saved. We have 4,000 pictures archived from just this year alone.
Now, what do you take pictures of? What do you mean?
Of my kids. If they're building structures, or they've made something with Play-Doh, or they've painted a picture that we're sticking up on the wall, or it needs to go home. If they're acting out a story, if they're reading with their book buddies, if they're outside going across, they finally have been able to go across on the jungle gym. I mean, everything.
So you take a picture and then you take them back to class, load them up, and print them out?
No. It's digital. So I take a picture, turn the camera around, I show it to the child. They see themselves instantly engaged in some kind of creativity or instruction. And then I stick it onto my computer. At the end of the day, we will talk about it. They'll see the little slideshow. So instead of asking them, what did we do in school today? And they say nothing. I say, okay, let's see. And we actually have a physical representation of what we've done. Now it's the end of the year, and so I'm taking each child, and they're going through the 4,000 pictures.
Oh, my
And they're
goodness.
making their own little electronic portfolios. So I burn CDs at the end of the year of all the electronic books that we've made, all the movies that we've made, all the pictures that we've made, burn it on a CD with some music, and send it home. For the kids who don't have computers, I export it onto a VHS tape, and they take it home. Although this year, I think it's going to be easy, because my kids who don't have computers have DVD players, and I think I can burn everything on the DVD. They just expect it, and when we make electronic books and I don't print them out, they're like, well, where's our hard copy? They know. They're digital kids now. So they have this expectation that if we can, and we can, create something, that they deserve a copy of it.
Wow, you do have an incredible mind. For somebody who doesn't know what an electronic book is, and Paula's son is, how old is he?
18 months.
Oh, is he really only 18 months?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. I thought he was like 3.
Well, there's this really cool thing that you can do. Congratulations. George Foreman, not the grill guy, Dr. George Foreman from MIT, is very active in the National Association for the Education of Young Children's Technology Special Interest Forum. And he does something called video revisiting, where you take video of kids engaged in learning. Then you videotape them looking at themselves in the video, and you hear the reflection of the process of them looking at their learning, which is amazing, and then you show them both. Are you with me? So the video of them engaged in whatever it is they're doing, and then videotaping them talking about the reflection, save that, and then show them the reflection of their learning opportunity. It's just really, really cool. So if you took a picture, if you took video of your child and then showed your child them doing whatever they're doing, oh my gosh, it would be so cool. Very, very cool.
Now, electronic book, I'm still stuck.
Okay, electronic book.
Is that a CD?
It can be. If you want to go to our website, am I allowed to give out our URL?
Sure, yes.
Okay. Everything, not everything, because there's not enough disk space in the universe, but a lot of the stuff that we create goes up on our website, and the URL is homepage.mac.com/Dara, D-A-R-A, _Feldman, F-E-L-D-M-A-N. And you can go under class creations. We have an electronic project with a class in Malaysia. I'm part of the iEarn network. It's an international education and resource network, and they have these global projects all over the world where they do really cool things to connect kids. And we've been having an email exchange and also sending electronic books. It's basically, you're familiar with PowerPoint, right?
Right.
We just take pictures, bring them into PowerPoint, type text, and record whatever it is we want to say. It may match the text, it may not. Save it, export it as a QuickTime movie that you can download from Apple for free, and then you just watch this movie. So it's an electronic book. That's one way of viewing an electronic book. Another way would be just to save it as a PowerPoint, and you can click through each page.
Wow. Microsoft, what did they have in this? Do they have a hand in any of this? I mean...
No, I'm really grateful for the tools that Microsoft puts out there, but I'm really an Apple person. I'm an Apple Distinguished Educator, which is really amazing for me because it has connected me with a group of educators all over the world. And Apple has incredible resources for educators. If you go to ali.apple.com.
Wait, A-L-I.
The Apple Learning Interchange, ali.apple.com. There are incredible resources up there for educators that just tell you how to use these incredible cool tools to empower children. And I just really love where they're going with iMovie, iPhoto, the whole iLife suite is incredible.
More the graphics industry tends to migrate to...
Not anymore.
Really?
My husband, who works for the British Embassy, I love you, babe, he has crossed over from the PC world to the Apple world. We are solely an Apple platform family now. And Microsoft, because it can seamlessly go between PCs and Macs, there are a lot of people now who are buying Macs, especially for iTunes and iPhoto. It is just really, really simple. And the thing that got me hooked on the Apple stuff was, I don't know, my son's 11, so 11 years ago, our school was being renovated. We got some Macintosh computers into our school, had a little bit of training, and I saw, oh my gosh, what the potential for my little kids to be able to do and to be able to get that auditory support, to hear, the directions, to be able to record their thoughts and feelings when they didn't have the ability at that time to maybe write either fine motor-wise or because they were limited in their sound letter association.
Mm-hmm.
It was just incredible. And I saw, I was the first teacher into the computer lab 11 years ago when I was teaching kindergarten before. And I saw how my non-English speaking kids could really do more than I realized using the traditional tools. So it gave me a window into their understanding that I didn't have using non-technology related tools. And my really quiet and shy kids who might not participate fully, I watch them come out of their shells and go over to the more outspoken children and say, hey, if you do this, this happens. So it was really, really incredible. And during that same time, my daughter was about 4, and my son was about 1.5, and he started making the relationship between the cursor and the mouse. I was learning how to use the computer. I was really technophobic about 11 years ago. In fact, I was at a training, and one of our instructors said, okay, we have to install some software, so put it in. And the computer said, okay, press any key. And I raised my hand, and I asked the teacher where the any key was. I swear to you. So if I, could become a technology specialist after that and a seamlessly technology-using educator, 11 years, and anybody can, because I really was pretty ignorant when it came to technology. But because I saw what it could do for young children and for my own son, the cause and effect, giving him a voice, really helping him to be able to share what was in his mind and heart, being able to give him some of the vocabulary that he didn't have. It's amazing. And so I've been an advocate of technology ever since.
Dara, what is it that parents can do at home? I'm sure, I know kids are growing up these days so technologically oriented, and it is actually pretty funny because they blow me away. When I have to program my phone or a TiVo or a VCR, I call my nephew. So what is it that parents can do to help their kids at school, or are they going to not be able to in the future if this continues?
Well, that's a really good point that I think, Paul, all of us parents kind of have to deal with. The kids today are digital natives. They actually are wired differently than we are. We are digital immigrants, where we weren't born wired the way that they are.
We had to learn it.
We had to learn it. And even what the research is showing, even the teachers who are new out of college are they're in between digital native land and digital immigrants because they know how to use it as users, but not how to use it as educators. And so I guess the best things that parents can do to support their kids with technology, because the best, that's kind of secondary. They need to love their kids and help them develop a strong sense of self and read to their kids. Before they get to kindergarten, please. Give them all those teachable moments. But with the technology is one, not be afraid of it as an adult. Let their children help them come on board. They don't need to know all the answers. It makes little kids and big kids feel really good that they can help somebody, especially their parents. Do make sure that you put a computer in kind of a shared common family space. Don't give a child a computer, not even my 14-year-old has a computer that she's allowed to take to her room. It needs to be out in some kind of a common space so that we can see what's going on. Identify the websites and the resources ahead of time that you're going to share with your kids. There's some really amazing software programs out there now, but there's so many great resources on the web that you don't have to buy individual products. You can go to something like kidsclick.org.
Wait. I got to...
KIDSCLICK.org. Kidsclick.org is a search engine that the librarians at the University of Berkeley in California, well, we know you like that, they go through all the sites and they level it. They say, yes, it's appropriate. Yes, it matches this content area. It has lots of pictures. There's a little bit of pictures. And it would be best for K2 readers, 3-5 readers, etc. So there's those kind of search engines out there that you can use to try to hone in on those sites. Make sure that you're there with your kids. Use it as lap time. The digital camera is amazing. You can get inexpensive digital cameras. By the time you end up spending money for film, if you have a digital camera, you just take the pictures, you download them to your computer, or not, you just look at them on the computer, show them to your kids, have a little lap time, and say, hey, look at these pictures. Do you remember when we did this? Or what do you think? So you're basically having a conversation with your child about them and about, the experiences that they're having. If you want them, if they're in kindergarten or they're ready to start the writing or the talking, you can bring those pictures into a program. You can do it. If you're going to do a Microsoft product, you can record things in any of the products. If you're going to do AppleWorks, bring the pictures in. Have the children record their thoughts and ideas about the pictures.
What does that do emotionally or mentally for the child?
Oh, my gosh, I'm important. The ideas that I have are valued, and it's now a different kind of scrapbook. For me, I know that I made a book for my kids when they graduated from elementary school, a big album of like not all, but a lot of the stuff that I had saved over the years. It was boxes and boxes to digitally record and scrapbook themselves multimedially. Okay, I just invented a word, but, not just flat pieces of paper, but, hey, all right, tell me about this picture that you drew. You can take a picture of the child holding the picture that they drew, bring it in and record them talking, reflecting about what they have done when they're 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Save that and burn it to a CD so that as the generations move forward, even though the technology will probably be
light years ahead.
Yeah, but there still will be a way of archiving all of that, just as we put, paper, pencil, scrapbook kinds of things now. First we put them on the beta, then we put them on the VHS, then we put them on the CDs, now we're putting them on the DVDs. Soon we're just going to embed them in our hearts, whatever. But it's a way to capture more of the essence of the whole child than just the papers.
Now, you said, I've got to wrap it up here quickly. I've got 3 minutes with you, Dara, but you said 2 things that absolutely floored me. Read. How much should you read to your child?
As much as you can, and if they want you to read the same thing over and over again, then do it. And when you create those electronic books with your kids, then you're reading to them about them.
So you can't read to them too much.
Oh, gosh, no. And don't force them to read it. You read it and share it with them. I just want to share one thing because I think it fits into this whole thing. I had this little spiritual awakening over the weekend, and it was, we teach because we become teachers because we have lessons we need to learn. And it was like, do I need to learn how to read? No. Do I need to learn how to count? No. But self-esteem has been such an incredibly important piece in my teaching. And I met some people over the weekend who are working on something called the I'm a Person project that is about to hit and develop National Self-Esteem Day. And that's the kind of thing that I want to have back in the heart and the center of education. The reading's important, but it's developing that children's sense of self that is even most important. Because if those kids have that true sense of self, then they can fly high in all of the endeavors that they do. If they come to kindergarten already crushed, it's really hard to give them those roots and wings that they will need to be successful lifelong learners. So I'd love to encourage people to get on board with this project. It's going to be at iamaperson.com. International Self-Esteem Day is going to be along with United Nations Day in December 10th. And so with this Disney thing, I don't think I was given this honor because necessarily of the work that I do, but because of how we can move forward to really give these kids the foundation in how to be true to themselves and how to take care of each other and the planet. And that's really the most important message that I want to share with everybody today.
Well, you have so much to share. That is absolutely phenomenal. You said one other thing that I really want to get in, and I thought this was so important. Put a computer in a family area, not a private area. And you said even with your 14-year-old, you wouldn't let her have her own computer in her own room. I know that probably 70% of the people listening now have children with computers in their own room. Why do you not recommend that?
Well, you never know what's going on. First of all, where they're going on the internet, which is not so much, but it's also don't put a TV in there either. You don't want to isolate the kids. It's not good for their eyes. It's not good ergonomically. You need to check to make sure that they're okay. But it should be kind of a springboard for a discussion, just like TV is a springboard for discussion. There's some stuff on television that we watch as a family. It's like, oh my gosh, but I can't control what's coming out of the tube, but I do have an opportunity then to talk about it with my children. Same thing for what goes on the computer. And as children are creating things on the computer, as a parent, I want to be able to say, hey, tell me about this. What's going on?
It's not something that's you're locked up with your child in a room somewhere and you have no idea. I thought those were just, I'm a real bottom line person, Dara, and I think that read. You cannot read too much. I'd like for everybody to walk away from Women of Vision with, something really clear that they can do today to make their life better.
And read in your native language. Not that you necessarily understood that, but if you speak Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Spanish, and your children don't understand English, read in your native language. It makes the road maps for them reading there. So when they come to learn English, it's already going to be strongly intact.
Okay. Read in your native tongue. That's great. And do not put a computer or a TV in your child's bedroom. Keep it out in a family area. Use it, as Dara Feldman said, as a springboard for discussion. Thank you. Paula, did I miss anything? I always do.
No, I thought that was good.
I think that we have learned some real valuable information. Dara Feldman, one of the Disney Hand Teacher Award winners, and thank you so much for being here with us. You're an amazing woman.
Thanks. You girls, too. I appreciate it.
Well, you are a woman of vision, and just I hope that you continue on this path that you're on and saving the children of the world, because I think you can.
Thanks. That's my intention. Help me.
Okay. Well, you can look on the website for all of the information that Dara gave us this morning, the IamAperson.com, her classroom address where you can look at the pictures, kidsclick.org, and ali.apple.com. Paula's going to put all these on the website, so we'll have them for you at our washfm.com. And just click on Women of Vision. It'll take you right to that page, and you'll have all the information. That's all we have time for today. I hope you'll join us next week at this very same time here on 97.1.